Amazing audience, we are live by the amazing Jean K. Isn't Jean K amazing,
Yes.
Brian? She's amazing, isn't she? She's
She is.
amazing. She's absolutely amazing. She has a space here that has a peace like no other. Like you walk in and you're like,
Oh,
how
beautiful home.
it's just amazing. Everyone that came in yesterday said, "Ooh, there's a peace about here. Can you come to my home?" You know,
Yes, yes,
Jean K
it's
is
very
amazing.
peaceful.
With us today, we have Brian Law. Brian, how are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing well.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you, my friend.
Tell me, which of your talents is responsible for us meeting at this time?
Well, I would say that talent for choosing the right life mate, because she somehow found you, and or you found her,
Right.
and here we are. I'm more the introvert. Janet is
No,
more the
you were
extrovert.
talking. I heard you talking extrovertly while we were being interviewed.
And so in my life, living with an extrovert, what I do is I just show up. And life is great. I love it. I'm along for this great ride.
Yeah,
And yes, there's always lots of activity,
I would think
lots
so.
of movement
Yeah.
here and there, and connecting with people. So
Who did you learn that
Glad to
from,
hear.
that ability to follow gracefully?
to follow gracefully, I think I learned it through my spiritual work at the Unity Center of Spiritual Center of Vancouver. That's where I actually was introduced to that by Janet back in 1981.
There she
when we
goes
met.
again. Janet again.
Yeah, and so it was really that surrender to what is our true nature of gratitude, and it's life is nice. I feel like I'm in the flow.
Yeah, she just said that. Oh my gosh, she ended with the Bruce Lee quote,
Yeah.
which is great. You all. How long have you been married?
Well, infinitely.
Yeah.
But since 1985.
All right.
I stopped counting,
Yeah.
but we met in 1981, married in 1985, and it's been a beautiful journey.
I would imagine. Why would you continue to be the guy that walks in those steps, that follows the path that's led by this extrovert?
Yeah. Well, do you know when a person is connected to other people, that brings fulfillment. It brings some richness to life that people who are isolating are not enjoying. And so connection is really about building community. It starts with your family. Janet and I together, we were a family, and acknowledged that, and then had a son, and our family was extended, and then we have our biological families, but the largest family is the family of our spiritual community, and that just keeps growing as we connect at a meaningful level with new people.
Like-minded. That's amazing. Where's the best place for people to find out more about the spiritual community?
Unityofvancouver.org. That's if you wanted to attend a Unity service in Vancouver, BC, Canada. However, Unity is a movement founded back over 130 years ago, and it's a new thought, spiritual movement. I laugh about the term new thought because really it's based on ancient wisdom. That there's one God and many paths. And all religions at their core, have similar values. And so it's really just the extremists that and the radicals and fanatics that tend to give religion a bad name. But, that's why we like to use the word spiritual as opposed to religious. Because it's not dogmatic, not a lot of doctrine, just the understanding that the greatest power in the universe is love.
That's fascinating. Love that. What's one other thing you've done consistently over the last 3 years?
Done consistently over the last 3 years? I'd say be there within that community that I belong, to be there for others, to hold sacred space and listen when someone is going through challenges. I'm 68 years old now, so I have a lot of life experience.
Yeah, you do, right?
And
you look great for 68, though.
Oh, thank you.
You said 68, right?
68.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, you definitely look great.
And it's what I'm learning as I age and mature, because I'm still maturing spiritually. That is that it's often more about releasing and letting go. A lot of people come to me who are having challenges. The challenges are often they start in the mind, and the creation of the thinking action often leads to despair and depression, and they can break that cycle, and it's something that I try to offer help with through meditation. There's a phone number, a 24-hour prayer line.
There we go. Give us that. 24-hour
prayer line at Unity International, which is centered in Missouri, is 1-800-NOW-PRAY. 1-800-NOW-PRAY, and it's been active for over 100 years. And you can call there anytime and have a non-denominational prayer space created where the operator holds sacred space for you to speak about your problem. And then you release it. You release it to God.
Which is good. How does it make you feel knowing that you're one person who's actually done that process, experienced that, and released? How does that make you feel?
Well, it makes you feel lighter.
Yeah.
Because the load, the burden you're carrying, when you release it, it's freeing. It has a physical effect on one, and just makes you feel lighter, happier. You get out of that darkness and despair that the mind can sequentially take one down into. So I help people try and interrupt that pattern of thinking that's become habitual for them.
That's good. That's good. Let's switch gears. Let me now invite you into my time machine that is surrounded with beautiful, warm, blue Caribbean water. What is your earliest childhood memory?
Well, some of my earliest childhood memories have to do with water. I took to water like a fish, and I used to dream about swimming underwater and not having to come up for breath.
At what age were you getting these dreams?
I was very young. I was very young. It was around that age where I would also bounce on my bed. So you can imagine a toddler bouncing on the bed, and I would be able to fly. So my bouncing on the bed led to dreams of flying, and then dreams of going underwater. So I could breathe underwater and I could fly. So,
why do you think these memories are so clear?
Well, I think they're so clear because, of my knowledge now that I'm a spiritual being having a human experience. So as a spiritual being, there is no time and space in the same way. We're not just a product of conception from our parents. We're actually timeless spiritual beings in the cosmos that are connected to the oneness of it all and to each other, because we're all part of the universal oneness.
Can you connect that memory to who you are today?
There's one that came a little later,
right,
that I can connect easily. I love the images of flying. My dreams aren't quite so vivid anymore, for whatever reason, but just the ability to leave my body. For example, when I am having dental work done. Recently I had some dental work done. It was the root canal work.
How fun is that?
Well, and the pain relief, the needles that they gave really they don't seem to work for me. I still feel the pain. And so I decided that what I would do is go back to an early childhood memory. This is one around water as well. That was early morning on a misty lake. We were camping. Our family went camping every year, 10 days, into the wilderness of northern Ontario, Canada. And it was early morning, and it was the first time I had been adventuresome enough to take the canoe out on the morning lake where there was a mist over the water. And I drifted out there all alone, early in the morning. It was mystical. And I go back to that memory now when I'm having dental work done. And I'm floating on the water. And there's the mist. And then I just feel like I'm moving out of my body. And now I'm having dental work done without any freezing. And I feel it, but no more than I felt it when they injected me with needles. And so that's how I'm relating that.
I love that. Can I offer an interpretation to the thought picture you created in my mind? I love the way that every time these memories you have setting you up for the reality between places. So you're not saying it isn't there. You're not saying that the reality of the situation isn't there. On the bed, the reality of gravity is there, and the reality of what it connects you to is there, which is the bed. But the truth, as well as if I do put enough emphasis or action into levitating myself, that I can have that opportunity, and that's worth gold. And you've created those spaces technically chosen to be in those spaces by having Janet, for example, be somewhat of the platform then, the bed, if you would, the extrovert, right? That still allows you to have the spring in your bones, or even the lake, the calmness, but still everything that goes on there. That's fascinating. If we fast forward to when you were 12 years old, what was your favorite song?
12 years old, favorite song. My gosh, that's a long time ago. That's in the early 60s.
Right.
The early 60s, the Beatles hadn't arrived yet. That was still about 4 years away. So in the early 60s, the world was listening to my goodness, I guess Elvis Presley.
Right.
I think Elvis
What
Presley.
What song from Elvis pops up?
Oh my gosh.
Amanda sniffles in the back here.
Love me tender, love me sweet, never let me go.
Wow. Oh, it's amazing how the words of these songs connect to who you are, right?
I guess.
Because, I mean, you're jumping in between the bed, you're in the canoe, and of course your cry is never let me go, right? Wow. Your wife sang as well. Wow. All right, so we've arrived at our destination, but before we get off of this time machine, there's a small declaration form, so it's yes or no. All right, we're going to move pretty quickly here. Are you ready?
Sure.
Brian, have you chosen someone to pass on your skills to?
Yes.
Are you married?
Yes.
Do you have children?
Yes.
Do you believe in God?
Yes.
Do you have an inner circle of friends?
Yes.
Do you watch TV for more than 3 hours a day?
No.
How about 3 hours a week?
No.
What about screen time, the phone and the computer? Is it more than 8 or less than 8 hours a day?
Less.
If you had to share with us your own unique real statement, a statement that represents Brian Law, what would you say that is?
Release, let go, and let God.
Yeah, I love it. Again, those three things. Those three things, right? The bed, the jump, the gravity. I love it. 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 Brian, this was a great pleasure. Before you leave, we leave, is there anything else you'd like to share with our amazing audience?
Yes. Just after I finish that statement, release, let go, let God, I want the world to know that God is not an external source outside of yourself, that God is within you. God is the life force that creates life from the simplest molecule to the blade of grass to this miraculous human form that we exist in, and that we never are ever separate from God, ever. It's the life force that keeps us alive.
Love it.
And so we don't have to pray to a God out there, outside ourselves, or feel that we're ever judged by God. We are unconditionally loved by that life source that many people refer to as God. So,
love it.
thank you.
Brian Law, folks. Woo! Thank you for being on what is inspired by 12-minute convos with Angel Jones. Boom. Did you have fun?
I did.